Hello there, and thank you for clicking on this video. As you can see by my very impressive presentation here and by the title of this video, we're gonna talk about the final and in general about the show House of the Dragon. And of course, because I'm very mad at the Rings of Trash, we are also gonna compare it to this other disastrous show because why not? I mean, come on, you have two prequels, House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, and you have the Rings of Power prequel. Well, not really, it's not nothing, but apparently, supposedly, it should be a prequel to The Lord of the Rings, all right? Well, that's why I think it's very fair for me to compare these two because people have been comparing it. I mean, they were released at the same time. Funnily enough, I'm pretty sure House of the Dragon was released first and it ended after the Rings of Power, and it's gonna be talked about way longer than the disaster that was the Rings of Power because nobody cares about the show. And if people talk about it, it's because they're mad because we're really mad. Like, why did you do the show? But as you can see here, I try to illustrate some of my thoughts pretty fast because as you can see, it's very dark in here. It's like 7 p.m. and I haven't eaten yet. So let's start. Let's start with my points. So as you can see, so let's talk about the characters first. I mean, come on. You have in 10 episodes, Rhaenyra went from a very spoiled brat because I mean she is a princess, she should be spoiled, to a badass queen. I mean, this girl grew up like in just a few years. I mean, in the transition period between the younger actress to the older actress, you really have her grow up. Like, she was still pretty entitled because she is a princess of everything, but she became an adult. She knew what she knew what she had to do. She was brave enough to do it, and now we're gonna start a world war because not because of her. In the final that I just watched yesterday, it was great. It was really good. Like, freaking final. That's how you make a final. She was the one that said to everyone, wait a minute, like, I want to be a queen, that's my right, but do we want all those people to die, like, for nothing? And I actually thought that if the final scene did not happen, I think that she would have tried to really reason with Alicent. But on the other hand, a character that I really like, that is Alicent, it's not her. At the end of the day, I don't blame this woman for anything. Like, they drove her to freaking insanity. They drove her for her to have to show her feet. That was so insane, but these things probably do happen. So, okay, people are insane, but okay. So they drove her to insanity. Like, I never blamed Allison for being a Karen. I don't think she's a Karen. I think she's just a mom who just wants to protect her kids. And the one thing about Allison, okay, I wasn't supposed to talk about Allison right now, but um, she really cared about Viserys. She was really devastated about him because I think that he kind of, I don't know if he loved her, but I think he appreciated her. I think, yeah, he did see her as as more or less as just someone who is going to be there for him forever because that's her job. But I think he also kind of did appreciate her, and she kind of did appreciate him. Like, when he actually died, she was like really sad, but she was probably maybe partly crying due to the, oh my god, what are we gonna do now? Like, all hell is breaking loose after he dies. That's it. Like, no, the good times are over. um so yeah, she has been misused by her father. Everyone are turning their backs on her because she's just that, the queen's girl, and that's all. Like, She doesn't matter. And I mean, to compare her to Muriel, because I really like Alicent. I think that first of all, she's super pretty, and the two actresses they have casted as Alicent, like they are so good. Like they look so much alike. I was like, that's basically the younger actress. Like what the hell? It's really good. And she has pretty nice hair. I love hair. Anyways, so to compare her to the other queen in the Rings of Power, Muriel, yeah, I, self-entitled, knows best, doesn't care about anything, is just there to, you know, be to keep up her image. Like I cannot see her being selfless or having any human emotions, unlike Alison, who is super multifaceted, and so are all other characters. But enough on Alison. Like, come on, Alison, Muriel, yeah. Um, Going back to Rhaenyra versus Galadriel, I just realized my headphones weren't plugged in, so I don't know if the audio was good. If not, I would have to refilm that, but we'll see after I finish this video because I've already talked so much. But Rhaenyra versus Galadriel, I mean, both them are supposed to be, more or less self-entitled because I mean Galadriel more or less, best elf ever, and Rhaenyra self-entitled brat because I mean she is. But one of these characters actually grow while Galadriel basically remains the same. She doesn't learn from anything. She doesn't learn from her mistakes. She doesn't care about the consequences. While you have Rhaenyra here, who in the final episode, she was like, wait a minute, like, exactly as I said before, probably you've heard, hopefully. Maybe people don't have to die. Well, with Galadriel, is like, in that first episode, someone fell. There was a storm. She was like, just leave them there. Like, are you okay, honey? And then you have Viserys. Like the Rings of Power doesn't have a strong male character. I'm sorry, but who? Like Viserys is just the best. He's such a good character. He's so loving and welcoming and understanding, and he's gonna do everything for Rhaenyra. He really loves his kid. Um, I like the whole vibe, the whole atmosphere. Whenever he was in there, he was first of all tired of everything because like he's like, come on guys, just get along. He's such a good, like he doesn't have a flaw. Like he maybe because he should have, I think he was just too naive and hopeful that they would eventually get along. But at the end of the day, Viserys is such a good king. He is so lovable, is so nice and so selfless. He just wanted everyone to be good, but Okay, so Damien, whatever, versus Halbrand, because I mean, come on, these are supposed to be, I mean, more or less you can, compare them because they're the younger, generation, whatever. I mean, Halbrand is, he's done with everything. He doesn't care. But at the end of the day, he's Sauron, so whatever reasoning or logical thinking we've had, just throw that out of the window because nothing makes sense. And you have Daemon, who kind of had like some sort of character development, but also not. But also he did kneel before Rhaenyra, which is like, come on, I did not think that he would do that. I thought that he would take the crown and put it on his head because like that's him. But he was like, no, that's my wife. She's the rightful heir. So more or less, I do think that he had some character development. Like he became a better human, even though he's not. And actually, that's his niece. And that's why I was so reluctant to talk about the show, because there's so many things that I just, they don't sit well with me that are happening in this show. But on the other hand, it's a great story. So yeah, as you can see, I've talked a lot about Alicent, so I'm gonna, skip that. Set into a friendship story. So, story Rings of Greed, incoherent stories like okay, homeless. They were boring, whatever, cringe. Aaron and his bestie has problems. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about this. Galadriel can find herself. Yeah, I think like her journey in the whole show, I would say like her trying to find herself, but I don't think she can. Halbrand is someone Sauron. Yeah, Gandalf is in here. Like there's 100 stories and nothing makes sense. And then you have, just these three people plus Alicent. It's two families kind of fighting. Well, the series, you know, it's not. I guess it is two families fighting, but at the center of the whole story is Viserys, who is, it all leads back to him because he is father to Rhaenyra, but he also made kids with Alicent, and they're the rightful heirs. But it's actually Rhaenyra. Like it's all about him, and also his story with Daemon. It's all about Viserys, and he is a good character to build a story around. Obviously it's about Rhaenyra, but at the beginning, the first few episodes, it is about Viserys. Then you have Damon, who, I mean, I guess, as people are saying, it's about Matt Smith, who is making the character very, very good. So, as I wrote here in cursive, less characters, but a richer story, of course. Rhaenyra accepting her fight as a warrior, but still super feminine and soft, but also mess up with her kids and she'll cut you. And this is one of my favorite scenes in the show because these two women are mothers. And this is what mothers do. And Alicent is not a Karen. She's a mom that, saw her kid lose an eye and she was like, beach? Like, no. Like, that's what every mother would do. It's not insane. This is what women do. Like, women can get insane. Um, so yeah, I really love that it's about these two mothers that just want to protect their kids and still love each other. It doesn't matter in what way because people are saying that they actually have romantic feelings, but I think that I don't know, like I skipped kind of the first few episodes because I was like, I'm not watching Game of Thrones. It's too violent, like incest and stuff. But these two are amazing, and they did have like I did see that they had a good friendship and whatever. But it at the end of the day, it's about them, and I really love that. Like, it's not about fake feminism. It's about this is real feminism. This woman like Alicent, she is oppressed. Rhaenyra is not. I think people are trying to manipulate her, but Rhaenyra is like, nah. And Alicent, I mean, I don't know. I guess there. I think in episode 9 where she talked to her father, she's like, I don't know what I want. Like everything I have ever done is what you want or Viserys wanted. And this is a woman trying to free herself. That's not being a Karen. Well, okay. Let's talk about the finals. Like, yeah, Rings of Trash, lackluster production. I don't care. Lord, House of the Dragon, epic. Like throughout the whole 10 episodes, every scene, every second brings the story forward. Like, and in the final, there is not one boring moment. Like people just standing and staring or giving speeches. Like everything is written so well. Like you don't get bored of people just talking. Like everything is so well written. And also, I forgot to write that here, but these two shows, they have their both of them have authentic languages, right? But the one show, I mean, they don't even speak it. They just pronounce the names in that tone. And then you have House of the Dragon that have phone blown out. Is that the word? Like very long conversations in their language, and it sounds so authentic. It sounds so good. Like I want to learn that language. It's very cool. It's so much better. Yeah, Rhaenyra stepping into her queen role while Galadriel complains her out of everything. Also about designs and visuals with two words, Lord of no Power Rings, whatever. Super boring, bland. Some good shots, I'm gonna give it that, but that's all. um when it comes to House of the Dragon, the dresses are freaking exquisite. Like every color, every curl, whatever, everything freaking matters. Like they have put so much thoughts into that. They've put so much attention to the details. It's great. And the dresses look so expensive, and their hair is always so on point. Like I love everything about this show, how it looks visually. It's stunning. I mean, you can see from time to time this is fake. I mean, yeah, of course, but that doesn't matter. Like even if the show has some flaws, like you ignore them. They don't matter. Like the dragons look amazing. The atmosphere, like the fogginess of most scenes, make for a great atmosphere. I love it. And the last point I want to talk about is impact on society. So far I had two teachers that just cannot stop talking about the show. Like they would give it as an example. In I have this subject called uh what was it? History of law. And the dude, like he talks about Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, like that, as we all know, I mean, more or less, the author of Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, whatever, he took a lot of from medieval times and put that in the show. And it shows, he, like our teacher, who would give this show as an example. And many of my friends, I would be like, "Are you watching it?" And they're like, "Yeah, are you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then we talk about it. And I haven't heard one person talk about the Rings of Power. Like people don't even know that this exists. And in the center, the city center, I see so many trams and streetcars and what was it, advertisements for the Rings of Power. I haven't seen one for House of the Dragon, and it's the more famous show. Like it's crazy. Like people on Twitter cannot stop talking about House of the Dragon. I mean, I guess some do talk about Lord of the Rings, but you cannot measure how famous House of the Dragon it was. And actually, I want to see something. I'm gonna jump real quick to Google Trends. Bear with me, and we're gonna check. I don't know um how accurate this is, but let me show you guys because I want you to see what I'm doing. How do I? Oh no, I have to click what? Okay, I'm not good with where are you seeing this. Um, so oh, you're not seeing this. That's great. That's great. Yeah. Okay, just bear with me then. Gonna find it whenever. Oh, here. Google Trends, and we're gonna write Rings of Power, and then we're gonna write House of the Dragon. Okay, write that correctly. Okay. I was right. I was right. Okay, bear with me, guys. I'm gonna give it to you in a second. What did I just do? And we're gonna stop sharing the screen and we're gonna share it again because I'm so good with technology. Yes. Oh, yes. So, okay. So I just typed in the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power, and the House of the Dragon, and it's for Switzerland, and it's for the past 12 months. So Google Trend basically tells you how often like people are looking it up on the internet. And red red is House of the Dragon. Blue is the Rings of Power for the last 12 months. And okay, let's be fair. Let's do that for the past 90 days. Okay, more or less, not that bad, but this is still up ahead. And let's take a look at worldwide. I think things look more or less the same. I mean, this, oh god, worldwide, as you can see, the Lord of the Rings of shit, is like constant, like it's staying the same. And then you have an uptick here. uh let's take a look. Let's take a look the past 7 days, because it just ended, the Rings of Power. Okay, as you can see, nobody cares. Oh my god, that's actually depressing. And then you have here a big 24th, exactly when the final was. And the final for Rings of Power was about here, I think. When was it? Should have been on the 17th. Oh no, on the 21st, right? I don't know, don't blame me. So it should have been somewhere. Let's see, 30 days. The end should have been here somewhere. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, the numbers, numbers, statistics, facts. Don't care about your feelings. I'm sorry. That logo, that motto that sentence is correct. So I'm sorry if you're not a fan of it, but it's true. So do let me know down below what is the better show and why it is the House of the Dragon. And I said, it wasn't, I cannot accept that people are shipping Daemon and Rhaenyra because they're relatives. It's crazy. I don't like that. That's why I did not want to speak about that. It's what I mean, to keep the blood, magical and whatever, but it's twisted. Like I cannot accept this. Like, it's very twisted in my mind that they're shipping this. And they sent Lena, I think that was her name, to Viserys when she was like 12. And Lena was so beautiful and her dad was so sad. But this, and Viserys was like, that's why I like Viserys. Like, he had brain. I mean, okay, Alicent was like 18, but at least she was, not 12, which is still not the best, but what can you do? It, as I said, the story is just really good. The characters are very well written, and everything about the show is very well made. If you ignore the incest. So do let me know down below. Are you excited about season 2? Should it come sooner? Yes, of course. Like 2 years, you're gonna lose your hype while you're doing this. Yeah. So let me know down below. Let's talk about it. I'll see you in the next video. And as always, I made the first with you.